We're gonna get this started, man. So parents, we're gonna talk to you first. So if you've never been at stranger awareness, what we do, I'm talking to the parents first, is we just get them ready, prepare them for the world we live in. That's all we're doing. Okay, so we keep it as simple as possible. I believe in preparing the kids, period, for everything that goes on. Those who don't know me, Louis Maldonado, I've been doing stranger, we used to call it stranger danger, now we call it stranger awareness, because everybody's teaching it. They're not right, but everybody's teaching it. So I had to change name. So I've been doing this for 40 years before there was computers and stats and everybody's an expert. I am not an expert. There's people who train and there's people who do not train. We train, okay? So we're training the kids. This is something that you could do at home with your children, that you could work on. That's the goal, okay? And so you always have to have a plan. We want to have a B plan. I've been getting calls now for runners because of the things that are happening to runners, you know, and I say, well, the number one thing is that you run a 5-minute mile, in 10 minutes, you're 2 miles away from your house. You got to have a plan B. So these kids need to have a plan B. Parents, if they walk to school, you should videotape the route. You need to pay attention to the routes because there's always something there. Going to the bathroom by themselves. I see a lot of kids going to the bathroom by themselves that shouldn't be. This is a no-no, okay? Restaurants, grocery stores, they need to know where to go, clerks, etc. So it's up to you to train your children. That's the goal for this, okay? So this is maybe new to everybody. This is what we want you to understand, okay? We've had a lot of people attempted kidnappings throughout these 40 years, but all survived, all made it, okay? They use what they learned in the class. They always remember this. This might be emotional for some of them. Some of them will not do it. Some of them will not talk. This is something that you need to work on with them, okay? I can only say so much and do so much with them, okay? So we have that down. What else? You guys, I want you to understand, I'm talking to kids now. We're gonna do a couple run-throughs, demos with people, okay? They're gonna give you some words. Your job is to make a scene, number one, okay? We have to make a scene anymore. Everybody's on their phone, nobody's paying attention anymore. People are yelling at people in the street, really nobody's paying attention. You have to make a scene, okay? So number one, strangers. Anybody in this room could be a stranger, anyone. There's no certain look. Could be family, could be somebody you don't know. Dad knows, your mom knows, whatever. It could be anybody. So your job as kids is one, nobody touches us, no one. Nobody comes up to us, yeah. Nobody comes up to us, say you're in the store, you're facing this way, and nobody comes up to you and touches you. This is a no-no. You're gonna turn around, you're gonna say,
no!
Back
Get
off.
away from me! Get back!
Back off. I wanna give you words. I wanna keep it as simple as possible, okay? If Mia says my name when we're somewhere, this is my granddaughter, say my name.
This.
If she says my name, anybody in that 3 foot, I'm gonna take out. Our code word is my first name. So if you have a code with your daughter, it doesn't have to be the first name, it could be something else. You need to have some kind of code. Okay, we don't take rides from strangers. Going to school. Who walks to school? Raise your hand. Anybody? Nobody walks to school. Okay. Okay, we don't take rides. We don't take candy. We don't take money. We don't pet pets. One thing that we don't do anymore is we have to ask. You have to ask your mom and dad. You need to listen to your mom and dad. Okay? Get you guys to be aware of your surroundings, number one. Know where you're at. Have a plan, two. Okay? So distance is important, right? I shouldn't be close to her. She should always be on the move. If she doesn't know me, if I'm trying to lure her in, come here. See? Yeah, they come to you. They don't come to you. Yeah, right? So you got that distance, number one. You're not going to fight the stranger. Some of you might think you could punch a stranger out. Maybe. These people don't want to get caught. So you need to make a scene. You need to use your words. And you need to be loud with your words. My attack, this will be the stranger today. He's just going to walk up to you. And he wants you to make distance. Make distance. More. You need about this distance right here. And you're going to say your words. And then when we're done, then all the parents are here for encouragement, so you'll clap for the kids. And then you go back in line, and then we keep doing it over and over again. Okay, that's how that works. Two, we have law enforcement here today, so we need to bridge that community. So you're gonna be here. Mia's gonna do this a couple times, and then we'll have Chloe, you'll do it a couple times, and then your sister. Where's your sister? We'll get her up a couple times too, okay? All right, guys, pay attention to your words. This is what I want you to say, okay? All right, you don't have to say exactly what she's doing. You can say no. That's a start, okay? Because all of you guys say no, right?
Yes.
You see? Yes, okay, so let's go. Ready to go.
No! Get away from me! You're not my dad! Come help me! Somebody!
Great, good job. That's what I want.
Stop! Move! Stop! Help! Get away from me! You're not my dad! Move!
Nice and strong. Go.
No! Get away from me! I'm my mom! Dad! Help!
All you have to do is say your words.
No, get away. Back up and say no.
No! Get away from me! You're not my dad! What happened? Mom, Dad, help! Get away from me! Get away! No!
Back up. So we gotta look at the person, right? We're looking at the person. That's why we're going this way. Really, you're gonna run in the real world. Yes, you're gonna run. Okay, so that's what you want to get through your head. But you have to identify this guy, right? Does everybody understand that? Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. You have to pay attention. So you can drill this at home. You can drill it at home, mom and dad. That's your goal, is to keep working it, get them better, get them stronger. Okay. One thing that we don't see anymore, which I seen that this last year was baseball. Now there's football, soccer. Is that we have parents who just drop their kids off. I don't know who's watching them. You know, I do, because it drives me nuts. You know, I'm seeing 7-year-olds just being dumped, and then when the game's over, the parents come back. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, you know, so it's up to everybody, you know, if you're, I guess it's how you're raised, to look after other kids, you know. I always do. It's something that we always have to do. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. But, you know, the dump and run is crazy. I don't know where these parents are coming from, but we're trying to just move forward with this. So I just want to thank you guys. Let's give these kids a hand. This is great. Good job, guys, right now. So right now we're going to listen to Sergeant Aaron. He's going to give you his part. So pay attention. Pay attention to what he's going to say. Mr. Aaron.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Aaron Clark. I work for the Lake County Sheriff's Office. I've been in law enforcement for 14 years. This is a great program. Remember that Mr. Maldonado is here to train not only your kids, but you as parents. It's all about consistency when it comes to any type of training. So that is big time on your guys' part, as well as theirs. So piggyback on some of the things he brought up. Anytime you go into any establishment, whether it's the supermarket, a theme park, a fair, things like that. Try to notice a place that's really going to stand out to your child, that you could tell them to if somebody gets lost or an abduction unfortunately would happen, where they could run to that's very obvious to them that they could get to and that you can all establish as kind of like a rally point for each other. It's very important to make it very simple. That's why Lewis is talking about saying simple words like no, get back, get away. If your child just simply screams, I mean, how many times have we heard a kid just have a tantrum, right? And we look at parents going, oh man, that sucks. So we try to break that up with the words, because then people will recognize that's not just a parent struggling with a tantrum, that's something more excessive. So establish those words. And like Lewis said, it can be as simple as no, I'm going to call the cops. All those are good, but just give them something simple to help them remember what it is. I would suggest actually having them write it out so many times a week, because there's something that sticks in our mind and we write things down and then say them. I hate to tell you to give your kids more homework, but it's one of those things that would help them. So just try to remember that it's not just training for them, but it's training for you. We always hope for the best, but we have to prepare for the worst, right? So unfortunately, there is evil in this world, and there is good too. But the evil sometimes will drown out the good. So be prepared for that evil. Do every preparation you can. The Ferreira Family Fight Academy. It's a great starting point for any child or any parent for self-defense. I try to get law enforcement to do it as well. That's why I'm here. So this is a good starting point for your kids as well. Also remember, obviously for this training, we're not grabbing a hold of the children, but remember to emphasize to them if they are caught, to keep those words going. It doesn't stop. You just keep those words of no, stop, help, even if they are grabbed and are being taken, okay? It's very, very important to not just stop once they've been caught or overcome, okay? It's a mental mindset. We can't be mentally defeated. We can be physically defeated, but never mentally, okay? It does come back to, again, when he's talking about those identifying factors of a suspect or a person that's trying to do an abduction. You have to teach your kids to look at those little things like, when you used to play the game hands, ears, knees, and toes. Look at all those things, those little simple things, jewelry, tattoos, hat, color of their skin, clothing they're wearing that could stand out, vehicle description. There's 7 digits in a license plate, right? Yes. If you can get 3, good job, you said yes. If you can get 3, that helps us very much, because in this smaller county that we're in, 3 digits on a license plate with a type of either sedan, pickup, van will actually stand out to us, because we don't have a LA style population, so we can actually limit it down quite a bit. But it definitely depends on you as the parent to train them on your own. This is just one class, but if you can take the time to tell them, hey, what kind of car is that? What sign is that? Or just stop and say, where are we, kids? Are we close to home? Are we not close to home? Where's the school? Maybe not remembering street names, but landmarks are a huge one. I mean, even for me, maybe for you guys too, landmarks really help. So if you can establish that for your kids on just a general bearing of how to get back to where is safety, whether it's the police station, the sheriff's office, CHP station, or your home, a family member's home. Those things are all instrumental in the saving of lives. Right now, the Lake County Sheriff's Office is very involved in human trafficking. It's becoming worse and worse in our nation, and not just the world. So we've dedicated 4 deputies and detectives to that specialized assignment. I'm actually one of them. We're getting as much training as we can to do that, but it's difficult to identify some of it within our small county, so we're still developing and getting better and better at it. But human trafficking is a major problem, not just in our county, but throughout the nation. So it's things that we need to start recognizing as parents and doing our best to realize what are the dangers that we're facing day in and day out, and just recognizing how we can establish a home base for our children. Walking, and like he said, walking the route to school, even the bus route, find out where the buses are going. Then you can have a time frame of what is it going to take for my child to get from A to B. Because then we can cut down on how far it's been, possibly if they were to get abducted, how far they travel in this small amount of time. We have several other things in social media that we use as well. So any type of description that we can get out from anything we post on, you may have heard of Nixle. We have Nixle alerts, we have Everbridge, we have the Megan Law stuff is also in place, which is typically updated from the state. We have amber alerts, so sometimes you may see the signs telling you about weather conditions and things like that. That's actually for abductions or elderly people that are missing. So we use those types of things that we can use to help keep these things from happening. But it really just comes down to you taking the time and having the consistency with your children to establish to them what they're going to say, what they're going to do, and where they're going to go. I would hate to say give them a cell phone, but unfortunately sometimes it is a good thing to have in situations like this. But for the most part, law enforcement is, we are here to help. We're obviously here to do the best we can do, but based on our limited staffing, it's going to most likely be a disappointment whether you guys call us or not. So we'll do our best to continue to keep you safe. But again, do your best to listen to Mr. Maldonado and his training. Get them into situational awareness training with Professor Bruno Ferreira, who can teach self-defense, self-awareness, and not just walking backwards, but coming up with an actual safety defensive plan. If you have any other questions for me, or if there's anything you'd like me to add, I'll be here throughout the training and we can touch bases. Cool.
Good job.